Maria, and I wanted to do this quick video on an alternative way of doing envelopes, the mini envelopes that I hope you're going to find easier for our next class. So this is a traditional one that I had shown before, where you have a 2x2 square, and then we have this little card that we insert in the middle, and then we fold it, and then we end up with the cute envelope. But I wanted to see if I could show you an easier way. That way you can practice before we have our class. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you real quick. I saw this video on YouTube and I loved it, and I hope you think it's gonna be a little easier for you. You can actually pre-make the envelopes prior to the class, and then you know, have them ready. If not, if you want, I can make some more while we have the class. So this is the one that I saw. As you can see, you fold it, and it's pretty simple. You're just gonna take a little bit of measuring, and I'm gonna show you. For the sake of time, I already cut the papers and I measure them, but I'm gonna show you. I hope you can see, I don't know if you can see the pencil lines. And this paper is, let me measure here, is 350 by 175, and I'm going to enclose a measurement. So 350, 3.5 inches by 171 and a quarter, 3/4 or 175. But I'm going to send you the measurements. And then this one here is the tinier one. This one is measures, and I wrote the measurements here. It's 2 3/4 long, and it's 1.5 inches wide. And I already made the measurements, and I will send that to you as well to know where to fold. So this is a small one, as you can see, and this one is a little bigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start with this one. And as you can see, I already measured here. From here to here, it's, I measured, let me see if I wrote the measurements for that one. This is 1 inch from the top. So I measure 1 inch from the top, and I made a line there. And I'm going to fold from the bottom up. Let's see if I can. I'm going to go ahead and fold this to that line that I drew there. And then that's going to be the bottom part of the envelope. Now with my scissors, I could have done this before, but I'm going to cut where I drew the lines to get the top flap of the envelope. So I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to cut it again. And as you can see, I'm going to have the top part of the envelope. And that is it. You can see that's very simple, and we can round this if you want with your scissors a little bit. You can take your time, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but you just cut it to round it a little bit. Like that. See? And there you go. And then what we do is we stamp the inside of this envelope. So when you use the paper to do this envelopes, make sure that one side is going to be white so that you can stamp in there. And again, I'm going to send you the measurements so that you know how to cut this and where to make your line for the top fold. Okay, so I'm going to do this again. Again, this is measured at, and I have this one here, I wrote the measurements. This is 3.5 inches long, and 1 3/4 inch wide. Then from the top, I drew a line that is going to be 1 inch from the top. So I only make one. And then I'm going to fold again. I'm going to fold to where I drew that line. And then I'm going to cut where, because I found my center. I don't know if I said that. I found my center from here so that I can draw a triangle That's gonna make the top flap of the envelope. So now I'm gonna cut, and if it's not perfect, don't worry about it. Take your time, and then you're gonna have your top flap of the envelope. And there's your other envelope. And again, you can round the tip, or you can leave it like that from the top. So there, I rounded it, and there you go. You have 2 envelopes. And both of these envelopes, you can stamp on the inside and then put a little sticker here to seal it. And then when you send this to someone in a card, all they have to do is remove the seal and open your envelope with the message inside. So I'm going to show you, I'll stamp it after I do the other one, but it's basically the same thing. It's just a different measurement. So I hope these envelopes are easier for you to do. If not, you can also go with the other option, but I thought that would be a fun one to do, will be different. So this one is small, it's even smaller. This one, the measurement is going to be, see this one already stamped, have faith, how cute. So this one, the measurement is going to be, it's going to be 2 3/4 long by 1 1/2 wide. And then from the top here, this might take a little figuring out, but this from here to here, instead of the other one that was 1 inch, this one is only 1/2 inch. And then from here to here, because this 1 1/2, the half of 1 1/2 is 75 point, a 1/4 inch. So you have to use your ruler, of course, to measure all of this. So I hope this is all making sense. But that's for you to find your center, and that's where you're gonna draw this triangle to get the top flap. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, since I already drew my line 1 1/2 inches from the, a 1/2 inch from the top, I'm gonna fold my bottom part to meet that line there. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut where I found my center and I drew my rectangle. You can probably eyeball it too, but I like to measure because I want to make sure that I'm gonna have it right. But if you're good, you can just cut a triangle from the top, and there's your top part. And there you have your cute little tiny envelope. And of course, you can again round the tip. And there you go. And then here you can also stamp a little sentiment, a little message. So let's see, let's do it again. So once again, this is 2 3/4 long and 1 1/2 inches wide. Then on the top, I found my center so that I can use this as the top flap for my envelope, and I marked it, the center, I marked it at 0.75 inches. And then I drew a line from here to here to form a triangle, because I'm going to cut this at the end. So again, I am going to fold. I already drew my line, and it's only 1/2 inch on this one. I'm going to fold it. Okay, and then I'm going to cut the top. And then I am going to close my envelope. And there you go. See that? Isn't that cute? I hope this is a little easier for you than the other one. It's definitely quicker. You just have to do a little measuring, because you want to measure the inside so that you know where to fold. And you could make the lines from the bottom all the way to the top. The measurements would be, this is 1 inch and 1 inch, and this is 1/2 inch if you want to do all the lines, but then you have to erase them. And on this one, the measurements for the folds would have been 1 1/4 and 1 1/4, and then from here is 1. So if you want to do it that way, you can also do it that way. I just did it on the top to avoid having to make so many lines. So now what you do is you take your stamp. Okay, you take your ink, and I'm just gonna use the same sentiment for all of them. This one says have faith. I'm gonna ink it very well. And since you might want to hold it down with something because the envelope is small and it might move on you, so I'm using washi tape to hold my envelope down and keep it as straight as possible. And I am going to ink my stamp, and I'm going to stamp my message. And there we go. See that? So when you send this on your card, someone will open it. All they have to do is, like I said, you can put a little sticky here to hold this closed. And then when they open it, they have this cute little message inside. Okay? So then I'll do it to one of the big ones. I'll use this one here. And you can, of course, because you have more room, more space, you can stamp a bigger message. Again, I'm going to hold this down because these envelopes are small and they can move on you while you stamp, and you want it to get it as straight as possible. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp it again. And there you go. So you can see cute little message. You close it, and then you can put a little sticker on there to hold it closed. And then open it. The person will open it and see that nice little message inside. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you on our next class, okay? And I hope you like that idea. And if it's a little easier for you, please let me know, okay? And just practice and make some envelopes and bring them to the class, okay? Bye-bye.